It's a great opening fixture. It's a home game, which is sort of what you want. Yeah, Bournemouth are tricky, but like you say, with them, being in a bit of a flux, not least because we've taken players off them, but it's the kind of team you fancy it'll take a little while to settle for them. So to play them early is good. So yeah, it's a great first fixture, and I love that we're up first.
Yep, it's great that we're up first. It'll be so exciting, and it's the full-on beginning of the home of the champions thing. We haven't. Phone's gone everywhere there, John. It's the beginning of the home of the champions thing, which I think is, it's the thing that you want all the way through the season. Part of the joy of winning the league are the little things like seeing Virgil van Dijk at the end of match of the day lifting the title with Alan Hansen. That'll be great. But it is that sort of, we kick off the new season at the home of the champions, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they're putting the champions on first. That's why they've done it. They've done that for a reason, and that's fantastic, and we get to walk out as champions, but they'll want to win it again, and that's what they'll be their focus. We're looking forward to all those little things, but they're walking out to be champions of next season, 25-26, and that's what they're trying to do, and I think they'll be pleased to win first. They'll want to put a bit of a marker down as well, so I absolutely can't wait. Now I feel like I've had a little bit of a break, and I can't wait for the footy.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it, because you go through the move of, I'm looking forward to the break, and last weekend I was like, where are the games? Can we have a game?
Last night I was thinking about watching them. I was thinking about like sitting there in Anfield in my very seat, and how great it would be to watch them play football. And it's been less than a month now, do you know what I mean? But so by that time everyone should be raring to go. The Friday night factor always makes it a slightly better atmosphere. Evening games do. People have been enjoying it, and yeah, it is the whole of next season. I find there's just so much to look forward to, not least because obviously they're doing really exciting stuff in the transfer markets as well, but I think they were going to be absolutely raring to go come that Friday night.
Absolutely. So we're going to run through the fixtures all the way through, John. Often when we do this we just pick a couple out, but one of the reasons why I want to go through it is, there's two reasons why I think it's important to go through it. One, I'm conscious we've gone live so early that this could be the first time people are hearing about some of them. The second reason why is because it strikes me that everyone's going to go, I don't like that run, or that doesn't look quite right, or oh god, that looks like a tricky one. But I think why that is because there's so much quality in the 17 teams that didn't get relegated. So you end up in this situation where it's actually difficult to pinpoint what is an easy game and what's a hard game. And I think that's one of the things Liverpool did brilliantly last season, was I think they treated every opponent with the right level of respect. I thought it was one of the things that Slot nailed, was how hard the league was, therefore how well you had to play, therefore how ready your team needed to be. And that's why I think you look at this and you can go on any run and go, oh, that looks like a tough run.
Yeah, it's a hard league, isn't it? And there's no such thing as like an easy month anymore. In the past you might look at the fixtures and you look at 4 games in February or whatever and think, oh well, they all look easy, that's a nice run. Or you look at the opposition and think, oh, they've got an easy sort of run there. That doesn't really exist in this league anymore. And even the teams have come up, like in your head, Leeds away is hard. Yeah. We won there 6-0 I think last time we played, but in your head Leeds away is hard. In your head Burnley away is hard.
Everton are going to Leeds away first game Monday night, and I straight away as soon as I saw that went, God,
a nasty one. I mean, it's not a good time to play Leeds, so it's also the opposite of the Bournemouth one really, because they'll be bang up for it again, sort of an evening one. So they've got the flip on that really. But I think even for those coming up right now, those fixtures look tricky. Now by the time we play them, depending on how they're getting on, it might look a little bit differently, and that's the same for all of them. But yeah, the teams are hard, and that's why teams will drop points, and that's why so many other teams who weren't Liverpool dropped points last season until we were drunk.
Exactly. A key part to remember, our summer started first, all the way through on this. So we should be coming back in better nick. We moved everything forward. Next two, before the first international break, John, are Newcastle away and Arsenal at home. I mean, they are legitimate, absolute. The two Champions League teams, let's just sort of phrase it that way, away. Arguably the team that you might feel as though are likeliest to push us close for the title at home, game 3. Again, I'm sort of fine with the time that we're playing them, and that they might not be quite as settled as they'd like by that point. You could say the same thing for us, I hasten to add. But what it means is, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world that the champions are on 7 points from 9. But if they're on from 9 we're going to be feeling absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I don't like the Newcastle one. That's one of the ones, there's some you like and some you don't, and that's the way it's always going to be. So I'm not moaning too much, but in isolation, that Newcastle fixtures I don't like, because you've got to remember that's going to be their first home game. Yeah. And so I think they'll be right up for it. And I remember this season, last season, whatever you want to call it, the season that's just gone, them getting Villa at home first and just tearing them apart, and they were absolutely brilliant. And that was a Villa team who were obviously tipped to do really well this season, and ended up actually doing quite well. But they've done very well the season before. They'd qualified for the Champions League, and Newcastle just absolutely battered them. And so I worry about them with the tails up, coming again off a really good season for them. They've qualified for the Champions League and stuff like that. We talk about we're looking forward to that Friday night seeing them for Bournemouth. It'll be the same for them really. So I think that Newcastle one is a hard one, and it is a tough time to play them. But Arsenal at home, I love. Like Arsenal in the sunshine, I just feel like Robbie Fowler's going to score a hat-trick.
No one knows quite how, but he is.
He might break his record. He might do it even quicker.
I mean, we probably need to be subbed quite quick after we get him on.
Yeah. He's like, boss, I've got a big 6 minutes in me. I'll have the first 2 minutes to get some touches, and then I'll score a hat-trick in 4, and then we'll just call it a day. And I feel like Arsenal at home in the sunshine is great. And listen, Arsenal have got a really tough start. And, you talk about, you look at your own fixtures and sort of look at that, but Arsenal's first 6 is really tough. So there's a chance that we're going into that game able to do them a little bit of damage in terms of the league title. It is that sort of straightforward, and so I do like the Arsenal one on the flip.